Warning. On this podcast, we take the cases seriously, but not ourselves.
Although we may attempt to lighten the mood at times.
Our episodes contain graphic descriptions that some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised. So I had a bit of a suspicious looking mole, didn't I?
You did. I was calling you Melanoma Megan.
You were, yes. You tried to get it to stick. Didn't really, unfortunately.
What, it fell off?
No, the name.
Oh. Yeah. No one else called it yet.
No.
No.
But anyway, I had this mole. I was a bit sus of it. So I went to the doctors and they were like, I think it looks fine, but we're going to send you to the hospital anyway. So I went to the dermatologist. They looked at it. So the nurse looked at it first. And she was like, oh no, I think it's okay. You know, it's all right, but I'm going to get the consultant just to make sure.
Yeah.
So she looked at it and she went, oh, it's fine. It's just traumatized.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I understand there's been trauma to it. That's what they're getting at. But when someone says your mole is traumatized.
Yeah, but it's where it was. Like, if it had been, say, on the front of your neck or on your chest or something like that, I'd think you've caught it in a zip.
Yeah.
But it's the side of your neck.
Well, because they said to me it's traumatized. And I'm just sat on the couch kind of like, okay, like, can you tell me more?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, you've obviously caught on something. And I'm like, you know, like,
The
what?
side of my neck.
But this is what I mean. I was kind of like, what? Like, I don't really wear necklaces very often.
I blame Norman.
I do wear my bag on that shoulder, but it's quite high up.
Yeah.
I'm not often going to hit off with my bag handle. And they're like, oh, it could be anything. And I'm like, but now I want to know. Now I'm curious what I've done to traumatize my mole. I still don't know.
No, you probably never will.
No, and it'll kill me. But yeah, I got it lobbed off the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, she had to go to hospital, and you know, the bit what scared me the most about it, because I kept thinking, oh, this is grand. You know, they told you it'd only be 15 minutes, and you know, they wouldn't even put you to sleep. It's just local fucking anaesthetic.
Yeah.
But then you came out with such a worried face on you. And I was like, you've only been in there like 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
What's wrong? And you went, I could smell my flesh burning.
Yeah.
I would have got up and walked out mid-procedure. If I could smell my skin burning,
Yeah.
I'd have been gone.
It was a bit odd. Like, so, like you said, they told me maximum 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Grand. So even if it is painful, it's 15 minutes total.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. So they did the injection, and then they're dragging the scraple. They're dragging the skate.
Try again. Try again. Go on.
They dragged the scalpel across my neck. That sounds really bad. But they drag it across and she goes, can you feel any sharpness? And I went, yes. And she went, oh.
Yeah.
So she did it in a slightly different area. I go, I can't feel it there. She did it again. I went, I can feel it there. And she goes, right, we're going to give you another shot. So she puts more of the anaesthetic in.
Yeah.
In. And yeah, she lobs it off. And then she goes to burn it because they have to, you know, kind of seal the skin, cauterize it, yeah? So she goes to burn it and I fucking jump out my skin. And she goes, can you feel that? And I went, yes, you're burning my flesh.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, like, huh, that's a thinker. And she keeps doing it. So I'm just sat there like, Now, it wasn't that bad because it had been numbed.
Yeah.
It wasn't really painful, but it is very odd to feel and smell your own flesh burning.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not great.
So I actually got caught out. I knew you were going to bring this up on the podcast, so I didn't tell you. But I actually got caught out. So what I used to do, you know, especially if you went to the dentist, because I don't like metal objects going in my mouth.
Who does?
So when I was at the dentist, and I'm not good with injections, but when it's painkillers, fucking do it as much as you can. What I used to do is I just used to lie. You know,
you keep saying you can feel it, you can feel it.
Yeah, I can feel it. And then there was one time it's a fair few years ago now. She must have caught on. She did the injection and she went, "Can you feel that?" And I went, "Yeah." I couldn't feel fuck all. So she did it again. And I should have twigged by the look on her face.
She was across the room, nowhere near you.
So she says, so she did it again and she went, "Right, can you feel that?" And I went, "Yeah." And she went, "Didn't touch you." I was like, "What?" She went, "Never touched you."
It's a phantom pain. It must have been.
Oh, well, I must be ready then. So, yeah.
That's you all over. That's the most Neil thing I've ever fucking heard.
Pump me up. Just give me as much as you can.
It's nearly as bad as when you cheat on that eye test.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. And you were like, "It's the most outrageous thing I've ever seen."
It really is. I can't get over it. You're fucking yourself over doing that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's me mole lobbed off. Very upset. I needed that mole. I have many a mole.
Right. You didn't
Very
even know.
moldy
You didn't
person.
even right. You didn't even know you'd got that mole. Right. This is for our listeners. Do you know what Megan did? So she came up to me and she went, "Look at this mole," and I was like, "It's fucking hanging off. What have you done?" It was like halfway ripped through, and I was like, "What the fuck have you done?" She went, "I don't know. I don't think I had this mole before," and I'm like, "What?" She went, "I don't think I had this."
Neil, I have that many.
So she asked, "Yeah, but this is the problem. You asked me. You went, 'Do you remember this mole being there before?' And it's like, Megan, you have like 17 on the front of your neck.
I needed
like,
that mole.
I don't know. So I ended up to like consolidate her, going through older photos of me and her. And it's like, no, handbag straps across where it'd be. I can't fucking tell. And I spent ages and then I found one and I turned my phone to her and I says, "There's the mole. You had it in 2018. Just so you knew, it wasn't a new."
Which I was a bit worried about
Mongy
you.
mole.
I was worried about you because you said you wanted to cut one of mine off and frame it. So, in case that was the one you wanted, I was a bit...
I didn't even know about that one, so
Oh,
no.
well, no.
Never thought twice about that mole.
At least it's not the one on my face.
Yeah.
I want that one.
No, that's the one I want.
The one on my face? I thought it was one of the ones on my neck.
No.
Oh.
No.
Do you remember when Enrique Iglesias got his mole off and people were upset about it because it was his trademark thing?
Yes.
Now, if he did it for medical reasons, of course I understand.
He might have had trauma to it.
Well, I hope he didn't. Poor Enrique. I've been through it myself, apparently. But yeah, when he got his mole off, it was like, I was about to say the mole people.
The mole people.
The people like myself who were riddled with moles. It was like, you traitor. But if he got it done for medical reasons, then fair play to him, obviously, he's taking care of himself. If he got it done for cosmetic reasons, well, then that's still none of my fucking business and good for you, Enrique. But it's just, I love a mole.
Yeah.
I love a beauty mark, you know what I mean? It kind of just adds a bit of character.
I don't mind them until they look like a fucking nipple. When they're stuck out nipples.
Yeah,
when they're stuck out moles. Nah.
Most of mine are pretty flat.
Mine
they're more
are
freckly looking in that sense. You know what I mean?
If I got one and it stuck out, I would cause trauma to it, so I could have it off.
I promise you don't want to go through that.
I would instead of having a sticky out nipple on me.
Well, this is what actually annoyed me about
I said sticky out nipple. Sticky out mole.
Sticky out mole.
If I had a sticky out mole, I would go through it.
Same thing.
I'd just I'd be fine. I'd just shove like bog roll up my nostrils with aftershave on them.
But what I was going to say about the traumatization of the situation in regards to my mole, when they said that to me, they're like, "It's fine, don't worry about it," meaning they didn't think it was cancerous or anything like that, anything more severe.
Yeah.
So yes, that is good, of course. But they failed to mention the pain that will come with it.
Yeah.
Because it had been damaged. It was, there was one day I was cleaning my face and accidentally hit off it and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The skin tore a bit from it and I was just like, I can't fucking go around this. I need to get it removed.
Yeah.
Which luckily I'd already booked it.
It's actually quite bad, but I started calling you Melanoma Megan before
very tactless.
Before we knew you'd been cleared.
Well, we still don't actually know. I still have to get the results back.
What?
They still have to send it for testing to make sure.
Oh.
Yeah. They're fairly certain. Like, there didn't seem to be any doubt, but obviously they still need to test it.
So a few thousand people might call you Melanoma Megan before
They might.
you actually find out.
Yes. They'll probably hold off because they want to feel bad if they do get a bad result. But yeah.
Well, if it's positive, Melanoma Megan. That's your new wrestling name.
I'll make a note.
Anyway, enough about you.
Oh.
We've got a shout out.
We do indeed. Today we have Lisa. Lily. Zaza. Not to be confused with Lisa Simpson or Lisa Kudrow. The other very well-known Lisas.
You're forgetting the most important one. Mona Lot Lisa.
Yes, she's a big deal.
That's what we're calling it. Mona Lot Lisa. She might never moan.
She's a work of art.
But so that's where the joke works. So in the UK, if Lisa lived in the UK and she moaned a lot, you could call her Mona Lot Lisa, and it makes sense. If she never moans, you can call her Mona Lot Lisa.
Yeah.
Because she never moans.
Yeah.
But you call her, you get what I mean?
I do. It works both ways.
So yeah, wherever she is in the world, Mona Lot Lisa.
We appreciate you. And guys, if you want to support us, you can also head on to Patreon. If not, feel free to leave us a rating or review. It really helps us out, and we appreciate you.
So, what you got for us today?
Today we're going to be talking about Dr. Crippen and the murder of Cora Crippen. Crippen. Now, Cora had multiple names.
Yeah.
Obviously, Crippen was her married name.
Yeah.
She had a birth name, her married name. I believe her maiden name was Turner. And then she also had another name, which I will discuss.
Crippen. I know that name. Crippen.
You do know the name. You were the one who actually told me about this case.
Did I?
You did indeed.
Is this from Coupling?
No, pennies dropped.
Right, so it's not a very well-known show. It's the best way I can put it is like a British version of Friends. They only did like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 seasons. I think 3. But my favourite character left after 2 and it went to shit. And they talked about Crippen. And I told you. And now you're covering it.
I am, yeah.
That's the order of events.
It is.
Okay. I don't know anything about him. I just said they keep talking about Crippen.
Well, you're going to find out.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Holly Harvey Crippen was born in Coldwater, Michigan on the 11th of September 1862. He was the only surviving child born to Andres Skinner and Myron Augustus Crippen. He first attended the University of Michigan's homeopathy school before attending the Cleveland Homeopathic Medical College and graduated in 1884.
Fair play.
Crippen later went on to marry a woman named Charlotte Jane Bell, and together they welcomed a son who they named Otto. Sadly, in 1892, while Otto was still a toddler, Charlotte died after suffering a stroke. Following this, Crippen made the move to New York, leaving his son in the care of his parents. Jesus, nothing like a father's love, is there?
Hang on, this is the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Otto.
What's wrong with Otto?
Well, it's just, you've got fucking Augustus and fucking all this, and then Otto.
We're going back a few years in America.
Otto.
There's a lot of immigration. Do you know, I mean, there's still a lot of immigration now, but what I'm saying to you is, if you have someone who's, you know, however many generations in America, we're going back a few years where it could have been the start.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I didn't know Otto was a real name.
What?
I didn't know Otto were a real name.
What are you taking issue with, though?
The fact that there's a toddler called Otto.
You've never heard the name Otto before.
There's all these names like I said, Augusto and Augustus and all that. And then
right.
Otto. The only Otto I've ever heard of is the bus driver on Simpsons.
So you have heard it before?
That's the only time, and I thought it was a nickname, not a name.
So because you, Neil, haven't heard it,
Yeah.
it can't be true.
No.
In 1894, Crippen married again, this time to a woman named Karen Henrietta Turner. Now, Cora, as she was more commonly referred to as, has been described in various manners. Some less favourable accounts describe her as talentless, dominant, overbearing, and that Crippen was her, quote, long-suffering husband. Others described Cora as ambitious, a vivacious, bright, cheerful woman who was always pleasant to be around. She adored clothing and jewellery and had wanted to make a name for herself on the stage, performing under the name Belle Elmore.
I like the name Bella.
Do you?
Yeah.
I do. It's a nice name. What
No.
about Belle?
No.
No?
No.
Has to be an A.
Yeah. No.
What?
No, it's
Belle A.
Bella.
Bella.
Bella. Not Bella.
It
Bella.
is Belle A.
Bella.
It's not a UH.
No, E. Isn't it?
That with an E is Belle.
So what's Bella?
A.
No, because that's Bella.
It's Bella, yes. Are you having a stroke? What the fuck's going on?
I have no idea.
Cora was said to have enjoyed both the creative and social aspects of the work. But when her career didn't reach the heights which she had hoped for, she decided to work for the Music Hall Ladies Guild. This guild campaigned for better working conditions and pensions for its members, and Cora took on the position as their treasurer. So entirely possible that Cora was confident, loud, and unapologetic at times. But the overbearing woman who dominated her, quote, long-suffering husband, well, what exactly was he suffering from? Was it the fact that Cora was ambitious and had her own hopes and desires outside of just being his wife?
Yes.
I could take a guess, yeah.
Yes. More than likely. How dare you try and be successful?
How dare you be your own person?
Yes.
This is the 1800s, don't you know?
Mop my floor.
It was in 1897 that Crippen and Cora moved to England. This is where Crippen was to manage the London office for his employer, and Cora began working for the Guild. Like I mentioned previously, Crippen was qualified in homeopathy, not allopathy, meaning rather than treatment being based in science, they have a, quote, like cures like approach and use remedies to sort of trigger the body to heal itself.
Can you do that?
No.
Oh.
It's not proven, it's not backed,
Right.
you know. Do you remember when we used to work at that very culty place?
Yes.
And that one guy who was very into medical alternatives.
Stunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically the same philosophy as him.
Yeah.
It's all the very much alternative
Yeah.
side of it. I believe that same man that we're talking about now sells courses online.
Yes.
But that's none of my business. I don't like to say anything.
In a baggy beige top, cream fucking baggy bottoms, barefoot, sat cross-legged, on a cushion or a yoga mat.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is, Crippen's qualifications were not sufficient to allow him to practice in the UK. He was a homeopath, not a general practitioner, but he did like to claim that he had a specialty in ear, eye and nose. Basically, he was a quack.
So he was a doctor.
No.
Yeah. That's a
No.
quack.
No, a quack, basically a fake doctor.
So in the UK...
Wasn't up to the job.
So in the UK, that's what you'd say. I need to go and see a quack. That's when you were going to the doctor.
Yeah, to call someone a quack is, you know, someone who is pumping up their qualifications or possibly promoting stuff that is improving or what have you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, we just always... Doctor. Quack. Off to quack.
Yeah, you hate doctors and you think they're all quacks.
It's the receptionists I hate.
No, they've got such a stick up their ass. I don't know what it is.
You ring, you wait until 8 o'clock in the morning, you ring up, and you're like, can I get an appointment today? Well, what's wrong with you then? Well, I'm going to tell the doctor. Tell me, and
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get you the appointment. I'm not telling you.
But they also, if you need to book something, they act like you're personally offending them.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to say do your job, but it's that
I
kind
will.
of...
Do your fucking job.
No, but it's that kind of thing where you're, like, that's your position is for me to ring and I ask you, do you have any appointments?
Yeah.
And you can tell me what's available. I'm not demanding I see the doctor at 10 a.m. Tuesday.
Yeah.
If they give me 10 a.m. Tuesday or 11, it doesn't matter which one I pick. They're still going to be put out.
Yeah. I should actually do it at some point and have fun with the receptionist. You know, when I ring up and I go, can I get an appointment with Dr. Jones? And she's like, what's wrong with you then? I'm like, well, it's a bit embarrassing. But I made my breakfast this morning and I sat on the sofa and I couldn't find the remote. Looked everywhere. I sat on the remote.
I like how you had the backstory of you making breakfast.
I got a remote lodged up my fucking rectum.
Yeah.
Can I please see the doctor?
And they'd be like, oh, that's a tall order.
She'd probably be like, you need A&E.
Yeah, probably, yeah. In fairness
It'd
to on that one.
backfire on me.
Yes, it would, yeah. I also like the voice you put on as well, top notch.
What do you mean? Oh, what's wrong with you then?
It seems to be an international thing, this as well. Receptionists at the doctors. They're all like this for some reason.
Yeah. You know, you see people taking the piss out of it online as well, but it is true. You'll see the doctor. The doctor will say, right, we'll have you rebooked in and we'll take your bloods. It'd be something like that. Just hand this to reception on your way out. So as you walk out to reception, you hand it and, Dr. Jones told me to give you this.
What's this for?
Why are you giving it to me?
Yeah.
Because your boss fucking said
Who
to
else?
give it you.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if I can fit you in. No. He said, I'm coming back in for my bloods.
Maybe they just hate the doctors and they're taking it out on us.
Listen.
Maybe that's what it is.
Listen, Trudy, fucking book it. Right? Just like you said earlier, do your fucking job.
No, what I'm saying to you is I wouldn't ever say that to a person, but I'm confused as to what they think their position is. Yeah. Because whatever I assume it is clearly wrong in their eyes. Yeah. If any of our listeners are receptionists at a doctor's, can you please let us know what we're meant to say? Because I don't know what it is. Like I said, if you give me an option of 10 and 11, whatever one I pick, it's apparently the wrong option. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to say to you.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the day. It's like, right, to figure out if you can have an appointment or not. Here's the crystal maze. You've got to get through this. Dance for me. Dance fucking
through jump, leap, hurl your body through a ring of fire.
Yeah. Crawl for it.
Anyway, back to Crippen. Mm-hmm. Because of his lack of qualifications in the medical field, he continued to work as a distributor of patent medicines, so basically non-prescription medicines.
Right.
After this job went tits up in 1898, he worked for numerous other companies, including the Oral Remedies Company and Drouet's Institute for the Deaf. Which, by the way, the man who set up this institute, J.H. Nicholson, was imprisoned for fraud in 1902. And when a man named Evan Yellen, who attended the institute in an attempt to expose those conning people out of money, he said that he met with Crippen, who examined his ears with a filthy specula, and the entire examination took less than 5 minutes. Evan was actually an author and he wrote about his experience and provided guidance for others. Quote, an exposure of oral quacks and a guide to genuine treatment and remedies, electrical aids, lip reading and employments for the deaf. So fair play, Evan.
Yeah. But fair play Crippen for getting an appointment done in under 5 minutes.
No, that's a very bad thing.
Oh.
It should take about half an hour or so, I believe.
Oh.
So if he's doing 5 minutes, he's like, look and go, yeah, buggered.
Oh.
Here's what you need to buy off me.
Yeah. It's a good scam.
Fair play, Crippen. You're rooting from there for a sec.
It is a good scam. You know, if you think about these people who won't touch medication, they're like, I'm not fucking using medication, you know, and all this. That's where I would come in and I'd be like, well, if you take this, you know, this will help. And then it doesn't. I feel like, well, you should have gone for the medication, really.
I don't know what you're on about. Crippen's doing this to people who are deaf. People who are desperate for some help.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about people who won't have medication.
Hmm.
You know, like them who'll say, he's in God's hands now. You know, them ones who'll sue you for fucking rehabilitation.
What?
Bringing you back to life and all that.
Resuscitation.
That's
Yeah. I didn't know what you were saying there.
I can't wait to hear that back on the edit. I have no idea what I said. Yeah, them sort who are like, he's in God's hands now. They're the sort you can...
You're saying about someone who has, like, do not resuscitate. You know, like there was a guy with a tattooed on him or something.
Well, there's some people who won't even put a paracetamol in them.
How you said that, how you worded it was odd.
What?
As if there was multiple options to insert the paracetamol.
Well, you can do that in the arse.
You can get suppositories, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, them sort of people, they'd be easy to scam. You know, you'd be like, oh, well, you see that yellow flower over there? Boil it in water and then drink the water. You'll be cured. 80 quid, please.
But that's the thing. There are a lot of people who believe in, you know, and or prefer alternatives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I don't mind a paracetamol, but like my headache has to be bad. I don't want to keep just taking paracetamol so I get less effect. You get what I mean? So if
I'm not big on taking painkillers either.
Yeah. But I will do it.
Yeah. No, of course. I will, but it's, you know, the amount, if one of us gets a headache or there's something wrong with us, the other one's always like, take a painkiller, and we're always like, no. Yeah. We'll wait till the last minute. I don't know. We're both very stubborn. Now, it was at Drouais where Crippen hired a typist, a young woman named Ethel Leneve, who he would go on to enter a relationship with. But Crippen wasn't the only one getting it in.
What? What?
He wasn't the only one getting it in.
Is that you being crude?
Yes, it is very much so.
I just needed to double check, but that's what you meant. Because that's what it sounded like.
I did mean it, yeah. Okay. I stand by it.
Okay.
Cora was also said to have taken a fancy man, one of their lodgers. It's often said that Cora had a few fellas who she had carried on affairs with. But at this point, Crippen and Cora are essentially no longer romantically involved. They were still married and living together, but pretty much just keeping up appearances.
Hated that show.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I thought you used to watch it.
Mrs. Bucket?
Yeah.
No.
You don't like that show?
No. Rest in peace.
I know at least one of our listeners is going to be very upset with you saying that. Super fans, they are.
I never liked it. Stupid. I put it in the same category as like Vicar of Dibley. What's that one in the retail shop?
Open all hours.
No, that is fucking classic. No. You had one with purple hair. They were a gay guy with blonde hair. They were like in a department store.
Fucking shite, what's it called? Are You Being Served?
Yeah, that's same fucking caliber.
That was a brilliant show.
No, I didn't like it.
I'm free.
What?
I'm free.
Okay.
In 1905, Crippen and Cora moved into 39 Hilldrop Crescent in Islington, London. In 1908, he started a new business with a man named Gilbert Mervyn Rylance called the Yale Tooth Specialist. Crippen provided the capital, and Gilbert contributed his experience and skill within the industry.
Gilbert.
On the 17th of January 1910, Crippen placed an order in the chemist for 5 grams of hyoscine.
That's poison, isn't it?
It's kind of like a sedative, I believe.
No, that's the silent killer. Oh no, that's ricin.
He waited 2 days before being able to collect this order, as the chemist did not tend to keep this high of a quantity in stock. Now, hyoscine back then, I believe, was used prior to anaesthesia due to its sedative effect and ability to reduce salivation and clear airways. But I believe today it is more commonly used for its use in anti-nausea medication, among others.
I've got a trick for you if you've got nausea. You know them alcohol wipes?
Mm-hmm.
Open it and sniff it. Nausea gone.
Is this tried and tested?
Yes. I've done it.
On the 31st of January, Cora and Crippen hosted a dinner party and were joined by their friends Paul and Clara Martinetti. That evening, there was no servants present in the home, and following dinner, the two couples spent the remainder of the evening in the first floor parlour where they played a game of whist.
Whist?
Do you remember I asked you if you knew what whist was?
No.
Oh, okay.
Whist?
Whist.
No.
Okay,
Risk. I know that one.
No, whist though.
No.
No, I didn't know what it was. I looked it up. It's a card game, but I can't explain the rules to you because I just can't retain that type of information. Can you? If you read the rules to a card game, you're like, oh, I'm good to go.
Pretty much.
I need it explained to me like 25 times, and then even then it's a bit dodgy.
What do you struggle with when it says deal 5 cards to each person? Do you go, hang on, how many did it say?
I'm in way over my head. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I think I start panicking then as well. Because, right, so let's say you're playing poker.
Yeah.
And you're playing with people who all know you're the new one.
Yeah.
I also get really anxious that I'm going to fuck it up. Because I don't care as much as other people as well, I feel. And they're going to get angry at me for, if I make a mistake or something.
Yeah, but call the bluff. You don't tell them it's your first time playing.
Yeah, but I have to know the rules of the game.
Oh.
They're going to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Clara would later recall that it had been a pleasant evening and that there was no quarrels of any sort. At about 1:30 a.m, their gathering was coming to an end. As Clara and Paul made their way out of the home, Cora stood at the top of the stairs and wished them a good night. This seemingly insignificant moment was the last time that Cora would ever be seen alive. Not long after this, the Music Hall Ladies Guild received a letter from Cora. The letter in question read, quote, "To the Committee of the Music Hall Ladies Guild. Dear friends, please forgive me a hasty letter and any inconvenience I may have caused you. But I've just had news of the illness of a near relative, and at only a few hours' notice, I am obliged to go to America. Under the circumstances, I cannot return for several months, and I therefore beg you to accept this as a formal resigning from this date of the honorary treasurership of the Music Hall Ladies Guild.
Who's done her in?
I am enclosing the chequebook and the deposit book for the immediate use of my successor, and to save any delay, I beg to suggest you should vote to suspend the usual rules of election and elect today a new treasurer. I hope some months later to be with you, and in the meantime, wish the Guild every success. And I ask my good friends and pals to accept my sincere and loving wishes for their own personal welfare. Believe me yours faithfully, Belle Elmore."
Right. He's done her in, and they caught him out because he used organic ink. They were like, hang on, she won't use that ink.
So no, but there was a few things wrong with this letter. First, it wasn't in Cora's handwriting.
Well,
that's a bit of a trigger.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tell. The second, her name was spelled wrong.
What?
The person who had forged this letter had spelled Elmore with 2 L's.
See, you wouldn't suspect him then. Because you'd be like, surely he knows how to spell a name.
You would think.
So they wouldn't suspect him. So who is it?
Well, there's someone else close to him that could have wrote the letter for him. Not only was this letter incredibly suspect, but the story just didn't add up. Then in March, they saw in the newspaper a death notice for Belle Elmore, 23rd of March, California. The women speak with Crippen and they ask him what happened. He gives them this kind of bullshit, vague story of her becoming ill while travelling over to America. The women begin their own investigation and they found out that Cora had not even travelled on the boat that Crippen had said she had. When they made contact with her relatives in California, they said that Cora had never arrived to see them. This was when one of Cora's friends, named Kate Williams, a strong woman who went by the name Volcana, decided to go to the police with the group's suspicions. Unfortunately, police did not take it seriously. It was only when a friend of Cora's named John Nash and his wife went to the police after they had also conducted their own investigation.
So it took a fella to get involved for the police to listen?
Yes, and also 1900, so his wife didn't have a name. John Nash and wife.
What?
Yeah.
Is that how bad it was?
Yeah, a lot of the time women didn't have their name. They were Mrs. Nash.
No, but you had ladies and that, didn't you?
Had ladies. You talking about like the fucking upper class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were just married to a miner.
What?
Like a miner who goes down mine shafts.
Right. Right. Yes, I'm with you now, yeah.
Then that's it, you lose your name, you're just wife.
No, like I'm saying if it was like in print or whatever, if you're to be referred to.
Yeah.
You're Mrs. him.
See,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, in fact.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you did always see it. Even in my childhood, I saw it where it'd say Mr. and Mrs. John Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I never thought about that.
I do appreciate how, like, offended you got, though, in that moment. You were like, what? I beg your pardon.
Right, your reaction when you thought I was talking about a woman shagging a miner.
I think that's fair for me to react that way. Upon hearing the news of Cora's death, another friend of the couple wrote to Crippen. He wrote to express his condolences, but also to ask what exactly had happened to Cora. This was the letter he got in reply. Quote, "I've been nearly out of my mind with my poor Belle's death so far away from me. She was not with her sister, but out in California on business for me, and quite like her disposition, kept up when she ought to have been in bed. The consequences being that pneumonia set in and proved fatal. Almost to the last, she refused to let me know that she was in danger, so that the cable came as an awful shock to me. I am afraid I have sadly neglected my friends. Pray for me. Even now, I feel I am not fit to talk to my friends."
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the body? Like,
where is the body?
Oh, so no one knows at this point where the body is?
No.
But it's in print, but she's dead?
Yes, he's ran an ad in the newspaper to say it was Crippen who ran the ad to say that she had died on the 23rd of March in California.
And no one's asking, like, well, when's the funeral?
Everyone's asking questions. I tell you that.
Where's the body? I want to see it.
So he also sent another letter. This one's to Cora's family. So you're kind of saying, why are people, are people asking questions? What's going on?
Yeah.
He sent this to Cora's family, okay? Ready for it? Quote, "My dear Louise and Robert, I hardly know how to write you my dreadful loss. The shock to me has been so dreadful that I am hardly able to control myself. My poor Cora has gone, and to make the shock to me more dreadful, I didn't even see her at last. A few weeks ago, we had the news that an old relative of mine in California was dying, and to secure important property for ourselves, it was necessary for one of us to go and put the matter in the lawyer's hands at once. As I was very busy, Cora proposed she should go, and as it was necessary for someone to go there at once, she would go straight through from here to California without stopping at all, and then return by way of Brooklyn, where she would pay all of you a long visit. Unfortunately, on the way out, my poor Cora caught a severe cold, and not having a chance to take proper care of herself while travelling, it settled on her lungs and later developed into pneumonia. She wished not to frighten me and said it was a slight matter, and the next I heard she was dangerously ill, and 2 days later, after I had cabled to know should I go to her, the dreadful news came that she had passed away. Imagine, if you can, the dreadful shock to me. Never more to see my Cora alive, nor hear her voice again. She is being sent back to me, and I shall soon have what is left of her here. Of course, I am giving up the house. In fact, it drives me mad to be in it alone. I don't know what I shall do. Probably find some business to take me travelling for a few months until I can recover from the shock a little. It is so terrible to me to have to write this dreadful news. Will you please tell the others of our loss? Love to all. I will write again and give you my address, probably in France.
I'm actually surprised at the end he said our loss, not my loss.
Exactly. Couple
it's all
things.
Me.
Exactly,
and
right.
the other bit I don't believe, she did not have anything. She was not going to fucking go off and look for Crippen's burying, like fucking helping him with his bullshit.
He's using the word dreadful an awful lot. An awful lot. He's laying on a bit thick with the, quote, hardly able to control myself as well.
Yeah.
And the letter feels very much so
Guilt
like...
does that to you.
It's like he's trying to wrap it up and not leave any questions to be asked.
Yeah.
I'm getting her body brought back to me. She was travelling over. She had money. She was going to California and then she was going to come back round to you in Brooklyn. That's why you didn't see her yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crippen.
She was going to California to get Crippen's burying supplies.
Fucking sick of it. Honestly. What really, really pisses me off is if it was the case as well that your wife had died unexpectedly while away from you, you should be the fucker with the most questions to ask.
Yes.
Whereas somehow he has all the answers.
Yeah.
You know? I also get that, you know, if you're writing a letter and you want to include all the details, you know, he's just like, here's everything. Here's everything I know. You have it. But it also seems that his writing, you know, kind of appears calm and the explanations are too calculated. It's not like the letter is a mess because, you know, his head is all over the place or that he's struggling to deal with it.
Yeah.
And therefore just gave the basic facts.
Yeah.
He's jumping about from everything is so dreadful and he now lives in this melancholy existence to here's why you never saw or heard from her. I swear.
Bye. Cheerio.
Catch me in France. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So Clara and Paul, you know, the couple who had gone for dinner the last night she was ever seen alive, they had asked for the address of Cora's family so that they could send a wreath. You know, decent people.
Yeah.
All that. Crippen gave them his son's address.
What?
Yeah. He has to give them an address.
Yeah.
You know, but he doesn't want to obviously give it to Cora's family. Or he doesn't actually have an address for Cora. So it was like, just give it to me. Son.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. When one of the women from the Ladies' Guild asked for an address to send something, he told them that it was unnecessary as Cora's friends in America didn't know who they were. What's that got to do with it? Surely you can write on the fucking card saying who you are, why you're sending the flowers.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, in mid-March, less than 2 months after Cora's disappearance, Ethel, Crippen's typist and girlfriend, had moved in with him. You know, the house that he can't bear to be in on his own.
Yeah.
Because the memories.
And he's on his own. But he's got some new bit there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not new. Been carrying on with her for quite a while, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, and after she moved in, Ethel was also said to refer to herself as Mrs. Crippen and dressed in Cora's clothing and jewellery.
I bet it's her who spelled Elmore wrong.
Exactly. It's his typist. I'm sure he's going to get her to help with the dirty work.
Oh, shit. Oh. Right. Okay.
So again, Crippen is in such shock and a dreadful state that he doesn't know if he can ever continue to live in the same house as he had shared with Cora. But then your mistress can move in and go around playing dress up as your dead wife. The absolute audacity.
That's outrageous.
It actually is. All jokes aside, it's fucking scandalous.
Like, surely people in the street must have been looking at her going, the fuck is she doing?
Oh, yeah. People did notice that she was wearing items of Cora's clothing.
They should have ripped the clothes off her.
You'd think.
And then shouted shame. And thrown stuff at her.
Now, I mentioned previously, the police didn't take it too seriously. That was until one of Cora's friends, John Nash, and his wife, pushed the issue. On the 8th of July, detectives decided to pay Crippen a visit. During the interview with Crippen, The detective was led to believe that Ethel was not his live-in partner, but his housekeeper. Why are you lying about that?
In his missus's clothes.
Exactly.
You let your housekeeper do... What? You don't let your mistress do that? So...
Well, although he, lied about his relationship with Ethel,
Yeah.
Crippen did admit that he had lied about Cora. He told the detective that the reality of the situation was Cora hadn't died. She had actually left him for another man named Bruce Miller. He said that she was living with Bruce in Chicago and that he had lied to avoid the scandal of it all. Yeah.
Right. Where's the body? Where's the fucking body?
Well, now, according to Crippen, there is no body.
Oh, no, but I know that's bullshit.
No, of course, yeah.
Like, she's dead.
Mm.
Where's the body? It's in the house. That's why he didn't want to be in the house. Because he's got the body in the house.
It's also, like... right. For the time. Okay, I don't want to say I understand what Crippen's saying or doing.
Yeah.
But I understand the logic of, I'm going to avoid the scandal, if that had been the case.
Yeah.
Do you not think it's scandalous to move in your,
Yes.
young typist and have her dress up?
Oh, young.
Yeah, I think she was 20 odd years his junior.
Huh?
She was 20 odd years younger than him.
Okay.
The detectives conducted a brief search of the home, and with nothing arousing a great deal of suspicion, he was happy enough to take Crippen's word for it.
Just take his word.
Yeah, he believed that, so she ran off with some fella. Right,
Yeah.
okay, I completely understand why you lied about all this. Why you faked her death. Cool.
But that's an offence, to fake someone's death.
Well, I don't know.
Especially if there'd be life insurance.
So all he had done really, from what evidence people have to cause their suspicion is wrote letters to say she had died, put out a death notice. The biggest issue, if they can prove it, is him forging a letter from Cora. Surely.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, of the evidence they have at this point.
Hmm.
So, yeah, conducted a search. Happy enough. Good man, Crippen. You poor old devil, she's left you.
You look under bed.
Well, it was all good until a few days later when they called around to the home again to confirm a few other details. The detective found that both Crippen and Ethel had moved out.
Of course they had. Smell of decomp's getting to him.
Well, with this, the detective located a former domestic servant of Crippen's, who, by the way, had been dismissed right after Cora's disappearance. This worker suggested that Crippen had murdered Cora. She told the police that Cora was in the house one night and by the next morning she was nowhere to be seen. When she asked Crippen as to Cora's whereabouts, Crippen told her the same story. A relative was unwell and she had to go off to America.
But then she wasn't going for an ill relative. She was going to get me burying. She was going to call there on her way back to see her parents.
No burying. That's just you shoehorning it in.
What do you mean?
What are you saying about she was over there for burying?
Because he said she's helping me.
Helping with the business in terms of one of his relatives was ill. So she had to go to the lawyer's story.
Okay.
We're talking, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But in his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So after hearing that Cora had abruptly left without notice, again, it didn't quite add up. And this worker did a bit of her own investigating. Fucking everyone. No one believes this man.
Mm.
She entered Cora's room and found that Cora had left behind the majority, if not all, of her clothing and jewellery.
You don't do that.
You don't do that, and bear in mind, these were Cora's, her most prized possessions. She loved her clothing and jewellery.
Mm.
The worker also told police that the day following Cora's disappearance, Crippen spent the majority of the day in the cellar and had prefaced this by asking that he not be disturbed.
I bet.
With this, police made the decision to conduct a full search of the property with, I'm sure, a particular interest in the cellar. Now, when they entered the cellar, police found a few bricks which looked to have been loosened. They get to work ripping up the ground, And under the coal cellar floor, police uncover partial human remains. The remains consisted of flesh from a torso, as the limbs and bones had been removed, as well as the head.
It cut a body up?
Yeah, there's really not much left.
Right.
There's fuck all remains actually there. And by removing the bones and placing the flesh in calcium oxide, or quicklime, Crippen assumed that the tissue would break down, leaving no remains.
Right.
The problem was, the moisture from within the clay activated the calcium oxide, and that actually produces the opposite effect and works as a preservative. Yeah.
When you said lime, first thing what popped into my head is
actual limes.
What?
Don't people say using lime covers the smell of decomp or something like that? I've heard you say something like that before.
No, I think it was in the episode Modern Mummies, and you were talking about how they preserved, and I'm sure one of them, it was something to do with lime. Either limestone or it was something.
Quicklime.
Huh?
Quicklime is what I said there, calcium oxide.
Yeah, so I wonder if it's that. That's what popped into my head straight away, the Modern Mummies. Which makes sense if you're saying it did the reverse effect.
Mm. During an autopsy, there was determined to have been a large quantity of hyoscine within the remains. And although the remains were incomplete, and they were unable to determine whether the remains even belonged to a male or female, the body was identified as belonging to Cora due to a scar on the abdomen.
Yeah, but if you look at a belly, right? Say if you got 10 people to line up on stage and you've got a barrier coming up from the floor to the waist,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got like a curtain come down from the ceiling to the bottom of the chest. I bet I could get 10 out of 10 right, whether it's male or female, just looking at the belly.
But you got to also remember, this is, not to be too crude about it, a slab of flesh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not like a torso.
No. The bones had been removed.
Right, okay.
No good.
Fucking hell.
Yes. Pretty fucking grotesque. So with this, a warrant was issued for the arrest of Crippen and Ethel, and the search was on for old Crip.
Please tell me he actually went to France. They knew exactly where to go because he put it in a letter.
He might have gone to France, but that's not. France doesn't play a role other than him saying, I'm going to go off to France.
Okay.
Any croissants and the like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pan of chocolate and that.
Yeah, allegedly. Now, bear in mind, Crippen was American, so it was a fair bet that he was heading back in that direction. They came into a bit of luck on the 31st of July when Henry Kendall, the captain of the SS Montrose, became suspicious of a couple of passengers who were travelling between Antwerp and Quebec as father and son. He decided to send a telegram to London to raise the alarm.
He's got her dressed up as a lad.
Oh, yeah. Quote, have strong suspicions that Crippen, London cellar murder and accomplice are among saloon passengers. Moustache taken off, growing beard, accomplice dressed as boy, manner and build undoubtedly a girl.
Why's that chimney sweeper got a fucking set of tits?
Well, as he said in the telegram, manner and build undoubtedly a girl.
Yeah.
It was said that they were acting quite cosy for father and son. Yeah. Quite cuddly.
Oh, I thought you just meant visually. They looked and went, she's got tits.
No, not just her demeanour, like her actual behaviour. Her, like, overall manner, how she was behaving.
Crippen's there, man up a bit.
Basically.
Fucking man up.
Yeah, they kind of seem kind of creepy together overall, I have to be honest with you.
Spit on the floor.
For a man who tries to avoid scandal, he certainly creates a lot of it.
Yeah.
Walter Dew, the detective who had previously spoke with Crippen, he hopped on a boat and travelled to Quebec from Liverpool, where he was awaiting Crippen's arrival. As Crippen arrived in Canada, both he and Ethel were placed under arrest.
But they haven't got out on her yet.
They haven't got anything on her, but it's not looking great.
No, it's very sketchy, but she she was wearing her clothes and that. But
Mm-hmm.
from the outside looking in,
Mm-hmm.
the wife's dead, or say she believes, but she's ran off
Yeah.
with another fella. And then she's like, well, we don't need to hide our affair anymore. An affair isn't illegal.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then it's like, well, she's left them behind. She's not using them. I'll use them.
I don't really want to stick up for Ethel, but I'm glad you made that point, because I think people, their emotions get in the way, right? You don't have to like cheating or affairs.
Yeah.
But it's not fucking illegal. Someone can do a shitty thing and hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
It's not that they, participate in your murder necessarily, or, whatever the case may be.
Do you know what, when we've talked before about stupid laws, like that with getting buried with your pets and that, like, we won't get into that because that did spiral. But stupid laws like that, and then with the death penalty and everything, do you think that'd stop cheating if you made it a law? Once you're married, if you get caught cheating, death.
That was quite a jump from what you've previously just said.
What do you mean?
Are you just throwing it out there like if that was the case?
Yeah.
I mean, it would stop some people, but it wouldn't stop it. People are never going to stop doing things that they want to do.
They were like, all you had to do was leave the person before you did anything and you won't be hanging by your neck.
But people will still do it. And some people cheat because they just want the thrill of it, don't they?
Yeah.
There's still the death penalty in some places, but people still commit murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
people are shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Crippen was arrested in Canada, he was actually found to have had 3 pieces of Cora's jewellery with him. Diamonds which he had sewn into his undershirt. Other items of jewellery he had pawned before leaving. It's no good, is it?
No.
It's really not looking good, Crippen.
Well, it really wasn't. It
wasn't ever looking good.
When was it?
No.
And, it didn't really stand a chance with the name Crippen. It sounds so fucking sinister.
I never refer to anyone on the podcast by their second name. Like a lot of the time in true crime, people be like, Gacy did this.
Yeah.
Dahmer did that. I always use their first name.
Yeah.
Quite deliberately. Crippen is Crippen. I'm sorry. He's Crippen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know when I brought him up to you? Had you heard of him?
I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a well-known thing.
It is apparently quite a well-known case, but it did not seem familiar to me.
Oh.
Yeah. But I've even watched that show that you're talking about before. I don't even remember being mentioned.
Oh.
So obviously I've heard it before, but clearly never looked into it. So thank you. We've all learned something. And I have to tell you, I really enjoyed writing this one up because Crippen is just fucking Crippen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't feel like we can add Crippen to the list of names because no one else is called that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna. Crippen is up there.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, Crippen, you're on the list. Both Crippen and Ethel were brought back to England where they were to be tried separately for the murder of Cora. This was the first case where wireless telegraphy was used to apprehend a murderer. Detective Dew described Crippen's demeanour as, quote, deceptive and said, quote, anyone who takes him for the fool he looks makes a mistake.
Detective Dew?
Mm-hmm.
Was he married?
I don't know.
Could you imagine him going to a party, and you get, announced into the room? Mr. and Mrs. Doo-Doo. Shit.
Mm-hmm. Quote, he really is a very cute and shrewd fellow. He fooled me, Upon the news of his arrest, Crippen's father said, quote, they cannot prove anything on Holly. They cannot even prove that Belle Elmore is dead. Why should I believe him guilty? I know he would not do such a thing. It passes belief. I may never know the truth, for I don't feel I can stand this worry much longer. I feel as if I would like to go away alone and die. I did my best to educate my Holly and his son. I did the best I could, and now in my old age, I am alone and overwhelmed by this disgrace. I feel like he's flip-flopping back and forth with that. It's like you're saying it's a disgrace and, I want to die because of it. But at the same stage, you're like, they can't prove it.
Yeah, they
don't know it.
They can't prove it. They don't know where she is. They found a fucking part of her flesh with a scar. Where is it? A scar?
A scar on her abdomen, yeah.
So they did. So what's he on about?
Just doesn't want to believe it of his son.
Look, you name him Crippen. What the fuck do you think he's going to grow up to be?
Oh, that was the family name.
Oh, so he's a Crippen.
But that's what I've just said to you about the names.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I heard you say that and just thought, never mind. During court proceedings, Crippen was described as being indignant, angry and surly as to the treatment he received, a far cry from his previously described meek manner. But during the...
In court, I don't understand how you can be ignorant when you're on trial.
When I say court proceedings, it was kind of, some of like maybe the pre-trial stuff, specifically when he was being guided into, I believe, the courthouse by officers. He didn't like how he was being handled or whatever. He felt like, how dare you treat me, Dr. Crippen,
it's just
like
when
this.
You said he would have been ignorant, I was like, what?
Well, that's the thing. During the actual trial, he was said to have been in good spirits and would occasionally glance over to Ethel and smile. Those two had a very weird relationship, almost kind of like...
Bonnie and Clyde.
No, well, possibly. I got more of an image of, like teenagers, almost like giggly and cutesy with each other.
She made him young.
Basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you're nearly 50.
Yeah.
Stop it. Now, this case drew massive interest from the public. Not surprising when newspapers at the time described him as, quote, one of the most dangerous and remarkable men who have ever lived in the century.
Dangerous and remarkable.
Yeah. They really went to town.
Trying to be poetic or something. They
went to town with the headlines back in the day. And it also makes me laugh. When people talk about nowadays, there's a boom, an explosion in true crime. And it's like, we've always been interested in this shit.
Yeah.
We've always done it. The only difference from then to now is that there's more mediums to get the information out there. That's it.
Yeah.
The defence maintained that Crippen was innocent and that Cora had left for the US. So, with the remains found within his home being minimal and without solid confirmation that the body belonged to Cora, could Crippen weasel his way out of this?
No.
Well, we're going to have to wait till next time because that is where we are going to leave it for part 1.
This is part 2. So
there's a part 2.
So he did weasel his way out then?
We have to wait for part 2, don't you? By the way, the detective, Walter Dew, he also worked on the Jack the Ripper case.
Oh.
Yeah. Did I say that weird?
So he's not successful on either one then?
No, really, when you think about it, it's 0 for 2.
Bit of an idiot.
Mm.
Like Officer Dew in fucking Scary Movie.
Well, look.
Dewey.
You gotta give him credit because he is going, hey, lads, he fucking caught me out rotten. I believed his story. So at least he's saying it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He believed that bullshit about the scandal and he made up the lie. How embarrassing for that man to be like, yeah, I believe that and walked away.
Yeah. I just hope you believe in that and then it's smacking you in the face. Makes you a better cop. But it's like, I won't fall for that again.
Here's hoping.
I'm not taking their word for it again.
So, how are you feeling so far? I know it's only part 1. Where are you at? Because you've heard the obviously, like, we're coming into the trial now.
Yeah.
So you've heard, like, the backstory. How are you feeling?
I can't see how he can weasel his way out of it because he's not good. He's not like a smooth talker. He's a fucking idiot.
Do you know what right, we don't really use this word over here. It's more American, I think. He's a fucking dweeb, like. Do you get what I mean?
That's what, right. So, British alternative to that is tosser.
Yeah, absolutely.
Twit.
I can't,
Dosser is a dosser.
Do you remember when we were talking about Rodney Metzer?
Yeah.
And like my body was like contorting with the cringe. I just couldn't stand that man. Yeah. Crippen's a bit like that for me.
Right.
But like not as cringy, just like I fucking can't stand you. Like you're so, it's just like an arrogant prick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be dealing with it.
So, oddity.
Jocko the Monkey.
Okay.
In the latter 1800s, a man by the name of Rockwell Cyrell from Goldsboro, North Carolina, kept a pet monkey named Jocko.
Okay.
Imagine if that was the oddity. The amount of times I give the first line, I want to just end it there. Good night, lads.
Yeah.
Jocko was said to have been mischievous, and he was popular among the children in the area.
Until he wasn't.
Exactly. Then, in the summer of 1880, tragedy struck.
What the fuck are you laughing at?
Jocko was found hanging from the rafters by a clothesline. Jocko had committed suicide.
Right.
Yeah, so, you okay?
Yeah.
So what is thought to have happened is that Jocko and Rockwell often enjoyed watching public executions, as was the morbid style at the time. And Jocko was said to have quite enjoyed going to these executions. Now, one of the executions that they had been scheduled to attend had been postponed, but Rockwell and Jocko decided to show up anyway and have a look at the gibbet which was to be used. It was said that Jocko was fascinated by it, and that his death was possibly the result of him imitating what he had previously witnessed.
Bollocks. Bollocks. Your man fucking hung him. He'd have been playing on a rope.
Yeah. It's sad that the monkey died. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just quite a notion to think that this man walked into, I believe it was in his shed or something, or outhouse or barn, what have you, an outbuilding. And the idea that the monkey had fashioned a noose.
Yeah.
You know, that level of forethought is,
it's bollocks.
The Liverpool Echo described the death as, quote, one of the most novel suicides of the century. You don't often hear novel and suicide in the same sentence, do you?
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Imagine you didn't know what the full story was and that's just the headline you see.
Novel suicide.
I probably would never buy that newspaper again.
No.
I think it's also a bit concerning when they say one of. I know it's the 1800s, but Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's the story of poor old Jocko. And also going back to what we were saying in the episode, people have always had this interest in crime, murder, death. Fucking the fact that people would go and enjoy watching public executions.
Yeah, but I wouldn't watch, something on true crime and go, oh, that looks handy. I'm going to have a go at that. Fascinated by it.
Well, when we talked about Shay Groves, she was said to have watched documentaries for inspiration.
Fucking hell.
We're saying fucking hell to you. You were there and we recorded it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was more to do with her backstory, though. To set up the alibi and... Well, not the alibi, but the reasoning. She was kind of happy to go down for it, but she wanted it to be self-defense kind of thing.
Yeah.
Poor old Jocko,
See...
He wasn't to know.
I would have half believed it if the noose was already tied.
Yeah.
The fact that they're trying to say, but this fucking monkey went to a fucking gibbet, examined the fucker.
Oh, yeah.
Replicated it.
They were saying like he was so interested in it. He was getting up close to see it. Like,
so intrigued. He was playing on a fucking rope.
He was learning like the engineering side of executions. Like that's how like it was getting described.
If that's what fucking intrigued means by swinging on the rope while chucking your shit everywhere, as monkeys do, that's what he did. He played with a rope. The
reality of this story is probably, yes, he was out there, he was fucking about on the washing line that was already there, and he got the rope caught round his neck and died.
I think the fella did it. To make a story.
Or possibly he did it to make a story. But I'm saying if we're leaning more towards, your man came out, found him, was like, oh my God, he hung himself.
Yeah.
The likelihood is it was probably accidental. Right? But there are some articles that people have wrote about this. Now, there's not a lot reporting on it, but there are some, and people make out that Jocko has actually fashioned the noose and gone to hang himself.
Bollocks.
And it's like, lads, it's a monkey hanging himself. That's kind of the story as it is. You don't need to go to the extreme.
Look, it weren't even that long since I taught you how to make a noose. I am telling you now, a fucking monkey did not do that.
What?
Do you remember I was making them at work? I trapped your finger in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. What the hell was that? What were you using?
String.
No, it wasn't string. It was something, it was like rubber or something, wasn't it?
No, string.
No, I don't think it was string.
It's yellow string. I still have it at work.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because I remember sitting there fucking about with it for ages.
And then I even, when it got to Halloween, I made a noose for this little skeleton.
You did.
And
yes.
hung it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I left it hanging for about 3 weeks. So yeah, that, how you make the noose? No. A monkey did not do that.
Well, it's not even I take issue with whether he could or not. I just take issue with the likelihood of him having done it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure he would have been capable of doing it, but it's to make it, to attach it, to then be like, right, I'm going to
Stick
end
my
my
head
life
in it
now.
and jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. There's one too many steps for me.
Yeah.
It's a no from me.